Well, that's it. I don't know.
Like, that might be the thing that gets them
again,
back
I
over.
can't. It could happen. I'm sure they could just take a hit on it, but how much of a hit can you take?
Yeah.
They've made a box that was underpowered compared to a PlayStation 4 for the same price as a PlayStation 4.
Yep.
But and PlayStation, in my mind, they're going to release this at the original PS4 price point. But Xbox can't. I can't imagine them matching it.
My thing is, like, they won't get me. Like, I won't be going back over to Xbox because the games... It took me a while, but I had identified that the games I actually like are on PlayStation.
Yeah, that's it.
But the thing is, it does kind of suck. How long, like, say this... And I've got another story here. Like, the Neo's supposedly still coming out this year.
Yeah, it could happen. I could imagine...
Like, apparently multiple sources are confirming it.
I just feel like they need to... fucking
like, so
pull the pin and
if that thing comes out,
hit the big red button, abort.
Yeah, if this thing comes out this year, we're probably not getting a new console for another 2 or 3 years, which means Xbox Scorpio is going to be the dominant console for years, conceivably. Like, power-wise,
yeah.
As the premier console, like, remember when I got a 360, I did it because it was cheap, but the PS3 always seemed better because it was more expensive and people sort of, like... Even though it might not have been.
I think on paper it had more power.
And also...
By like a pretty decent margin, but it just was so difficult to use.
But it was also just like the playground ribbing of like you and your brothers, like just going, you got a fucking Xbox, dude. PS3 is so much better. Like, and it's going to be the opposite. It's going to be like, you peasants stuck on your fucking Sony console. It's got what, like 1 teraflop?
Yeah, but then it's in saying that, like, I was ribbing you, but I was on a console that had a terrible network and I had 0 friends on it.
And little did you know you would soon be paying for internet as well to play online.
No, actually, yeah, I didn't expect that. I thought Microsoft would do the opposite, but that was a dumb thought of mine because they're both businesses and they both want money. So I don't know. I really feel like Sony needs to just not talk about it anymore and just go back to the drawing board. If they can, although at this point they're probably making stuff. They're probably almost making the boxes.
Yeah, no, I imagine they're producing these things right now. If they're coming out at the end of the year, this year, and that's what all signs look for. Like, if they scrap this thing, it's probably not coming out for a long time because they're going to lose a lot on what they've already made.
It'll be interesting. I don't know. I hope they don't do it.
I'm with you. It seems wrong. In fact, it's just kind of pertinent. I'll just go with my other story. I really should have had them lined up. Anyway, a recent Eurogamer piece about 4K gaming and the looming release of Xbox One's Scorpio and PlayStation 4's Neo. Digital Foundry closed with an interesting tidbit. Quote, several sources have indicated to me that PlayStation Neo launches this year despite its E3 no-show. If that is the case, it'll be interesting to see how developers utilize its resources and whether 4K really is the focus. And we can be equally as sure that Microsoft will be watching just as intently as it gears up for its own next-gen rollout. End quote.
You know why I don't think it's coming out this year anymore?
Why?
Because they didn't announce it at E3. And if they don't announce it at E3, and from what I'm hearing reports they might not show up at Gamescom. When are they going to announce it?
But for Digital Foundry to come out and say that multiple sources have confirmed to them, like, they don't really fuck around.
Yeah, but I get it. But that could have been pre-E3 sources, you know? Pre them pulling out of...
This story was from after E3.
Yeah, but when did they get their sources? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't...
yeah.
When did those sources get their information?
Yeah.
And see, I'm thinking that they planned for it to announce at E3, they planned to do this, and then they got all these rumors about a Scorpio, and were like,
oh, shit.
We need to maybe readjust our attack plan.
Just to play devil's advocate, what do you think if it does come out this
Just
year?
let me... I'm not even done, because they might not show up at Gamescom. They've got Paris Games Week, which, like, I don't see them announcing a new console at. PSX isn't until December. So when are they going to announce this console that's meant to come out this year?
They could just do it. Like, it's
no, but
funny.
that's bad. That's bad marketing. That's bad PR.
But they could just do it at any point and, like, you and I will talk about it. Not that that's going to sell a lot of units, but people like us will.
I just can't imagine this being a blog post, like a PS blog post.
Could you imagine? It's out.
It's just, maybe they'll sweep it under the rug and be like, all right, well, here it is. It's out. It's not a big deal. Here's this. And then 2 years from now, we have another PlayStation 4.
It might not be a
or
bad
maybe
idea.
like a PlayStation 5 in 2 years.
It's not the worst thing Sony's ever done, if that is
because I think they're really like, it's gonna change the face of this console war when the Scorpio drops.
Yeah, undeniably. But
again, I still can't see it coming out for like, let's talk US dollars. What is it, $399 for a PS4 at launch? I think it's $399. Let's say Australian, it was like $500. I can't imagine this the Scorpio coming out for less than like $800 Australian.
What's that, like 600?
Maybe, yes.
$599.
$549, $599 US.
That's not
which isn't
too
absurd,
because
because it seems to me like a pretty like middle to high end PC.
Yeah, I don't know how to compare it, to be honest. I don't know what a teraflop is.
Well, no, because from what I know, like a PlayStation or an Xbox are kind of middle of the road PCs. Like average PCs.
2 years ago they were.
And so this will come out and be like a upper middle end PC.
Yep.
And that costs about that much to make, if not a bit more. So because it's all like, it's probably cheaper because they're buying in bulk and all this stuff, like it's got to be like expensive.
Yeah, it can't be cheap.
So that did not turn out well for PlayStation 3, if anyone remembers, and I don't know if that'll pan out well for Xbox.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting end of the year. It's funny too, because with so many games getting pushed, like, I wonder like what the big thing's going to be. We got VR, but even that, like, it's interesting. There's not that, like, people are excited about it, but they're not, that push hasn't even really
for VR.
Yeah, do you feel that?
Well, it's because no one can play it. Like, I've not even seen a real PSVR headset ever.
Yeah, me either.
So, like, I'm excited about it as much as I can be for someone who's never even touched it.
We might not even be able to play it.
We might not ever play it until the day it's out.
Or I might get sick using it. I might not be able to use it.
See, this is why they're doing stuff, I think, in America.
They're
with
rolling
GameStop and stuff, where they're doing like in-store demos and stuff.
Yep.
So hopefully that comes internationally, but I don't know, because that's true. I didn't even like think of that. You could pay $500 for this thing and then be like, I can't play it because I get sick.
I imagine they'd let you return it, right? We know people. It's fine.
I'll just get it returned. I just say I didn't want it anymore.
I get my boys.
You'd figure it out within the week, and then usually have a 7-day return or something.
No, we're not.
Yeah, I get what you mean. There's really, like, I don't even think about it until we talk about it on this show.
Yeah, it's funny. I often forget about it. I'm just so happy with my PS4 right now. Yeah. I don't need anything new.
Well, I wouldn't mind a Neo just because mine's going to break.
Oh, yeah.
It's so fucking loud.
It is literally its death wail every time you turn it on.
Like, that was actual PS4 sound. That was a little soundbite.
It's shocking.
It's fucked up. It's actually like, I'm really considering... I don't have the money to risk it, but I was really considering just buying some new thermal paste and ripping it open and cleaning my...
Dicey at best.
I saw a thing. It doesn't look fucking that bad. It looks pretty brutal.
You saw a thing.
No, I watched like a video, step by step.
Alright.
Because it's... Every time I've seen stuff on Reddit, it's like, I took my PlayStation and look how fucked this thermal paste is. And it's just like black tar on your chip. On the CPU or the GPU, I don't know. It's all the same.
How long did we get ours at the same time?
No, you waited a bit, but it's not far off. No.
Yeah.
No.
But you're on your second one.
Well, my launch console broke after a week.
That's right. That's what it was.
And then I got a replacement, which was nice because I got a free control with it. They sent me like a brand new in the box console.
That's nice.
When usually replacements are actually sent separately, so that was nice.
Good guy, Sony. Too bad your console's weak and underpowered and will soon be outstripped. Moving on. In a new developer update, Overwatch game director Jeff Kaplan discussed the upcoming competitive play mode, giving us an overview of how it's going to work and briefly touching upon what changes have been made since the beta.
Love this game.
I know you'd love it. Here are some brief points from the video, the changes video, that is not included in this text news story. Season length will increase. It will now be more of a 3-month season. Sudden deaths will be minimalized.
Minimalized. I like that better.
Okay. Assault mode format has changed in certain maps to make matches last longer. Do you want to comment on these as we go? Maybe that's the way to do it.
Go back to the beginning.
3-month seasons.
Too long.
Too long.
Too long. I don't like it. I suck, and it's always like this weird level anxiety when I play anything ranked.
It stresses me.
Where I'm like, I just suck and I can't get better. Especially, and you get better, and you're like, yay, and then you lose, and it drops down to rank, and you're like, fuck.
I seem to play well for an hour, and then it steadily goes downhill.
We actually had we've had a few good nights in a row where we
I think, you know what it was? We stayed with a group of people that weren't good, and we just mercilessly beat them down.
yeah, that's the real deal.
I got 55 eliminations.
Yeah, I think in one game, it was because it went so long, but all of us like broke our elimination records.
It was amazing.
So I don't know. I feel like it's a bit too long. I was hoping it'd be more like a 2-month.
That seems
thing,
weird.
But why?
Make it 1 or 3. Why 2?
Why 1 or 3? Why is
That's
that?
How things are done. That's how things are done.
What?
Odd numbers.
Even numbers? What are we talking about?
Not in months though. It's always I guess 6 months or 12 months.
Yeah, dude, you're on crack. Like 3 makes sense.
Sudden deaths will be minimized.
Now, this is confusing to me because I actually don't know what sudden death is.
I believe that's like what you're talking about, how we went into sudden death.
That's not sudden death. That was contesting. It wasn't sudden death.
Isn't it the same thing?
No. Sudden death in my mind is like you've best of 3, like
you all spawn with 1 life.
Or something. Like, I don't know. The term sudden death has not been used in Overwatch that I'm aware of. So it might have something to do with the way points are done in competitive mode because you actually get like points for how far you get a payload and stuff, I think. I'm really not too sure because I think competitive mode was unlocked in the beta and people have played a bit, but I'm not.
Yeah, apparently that's the case.
I'm not sure. I didn't play the beta because I didn't know this game existed until about 2 months ago.
Well, my thoughts on that are sort of made negligible by this one. Assault mode format has changed in certain maps to make matches last longer.
That's odd. I don't really like. That's like a Hanamura is an assault.
Yeah.
So you got to capture 2 points. So I don't know. I guess cool. Like,
next one is very vague. Competitive play will now be more skill based. I guess that means you matched with people.
Oh no, that would be it. It would be. It's just based on like your actual skill level will be taken.
Sorry. The next sentence I believe is part of it. Tiers have been removed, and there is an emphasis on skill rating, which shows where you stand against other players.
That's good.
Yeah,
I like that. I'd nothing worse than getting matched with like professionals.
I don't like this golden gun stuff. Blizzard wants to ensure a level playing field for all, so the mode will include cosmetic rewards, special golden guns, icons, etc. Other than the above, Capcom reminded players that there are new heroes and maps on the way, alongside a lot of other features and improvements. It's just like an emote, but it's just a golden gun.
Yeah, it's just like I
just hate we've been through this with the Division, like a pearl gun or like a silver gun.
But you don't need to buy them.
I'll just never use them.
You keep going. I think what we have a little Overwatch message group, we got some information in that we can maybe
fucking nerds in
add
there.
to this.
Do you want to get into that or
how much more do you have?
That's it on Overwatch. So if you got anything,
competitive overview, it'll be the best of 3. In payload, you only have to get the payload further than the opposition did.
That's
to
interesting.
Win. So if they only got it to the second checkpoint and you get it just past the second checkpoint, you win.
That's kind of cool.
It won't even I don't even think you need to get it to the end because you've already won.
Yeah, that's kind of cool actually. And then you just need to make sure it doesn't get past a certain point.
And now it'll show everyone's matchmaking ranking. I assume that's what MMR stands for.
Yeah.
At the start of the game, and it'll also show whether players are in a party.
Oh, that's cool.
Which is good. It's not just one hero limit.
I don't like that.
Which Kale is not a fan of, but
I'm so fucking over Torbjorn spam.
I know, but I was on Reddit and people are just like, that is just this game. And if there's other hero shooters where they will limit you, but that's just not what this is. And if your team's smart enough, there's always a way to counter anything.
But not always.
No, but there is, and I don't know it.
Yeah, well, that's it. Yeah, like, I wish...
Like, Torbjorn's weak. I think if we were all, like, Farah. Like, we could maybe do it.
Not on that second point of Hanamura. It doesn't work.
Hanamura's fucking broken that.
Yeah, like